Yeah. What's going on, bboydojo.com? Q&A, first one of the year 2018. What up? How's everybody doing today? Boom, hope everybody's year has started good and your training is going proper. I can say for ourselves that training has been amazing this last month, a couple of weeks and extra. Motivation has been great, and somehow a lot of people have been motivated as well. Not only myself, not only AT, but a lot of people around us have been super motivated to practice when it comes to the beginning of the year. A lot of good battles coming up for everybody, so I guess that's motivating as well. And some battles in the past by the end of the year that motivates us to train even harder. So it's been good sessions, very good sessions. Shout outs to everybody who comes to train with us. B-Boy Sparks, Flomo Prospect, B-Boy Hat Solo, Mercy One, B-Boy Soul from Sweden, and everybody else who shows up and pays dues in the practice rooms every single day, y'all. um, what's been going on during the last couple of weeks and the last month? We opened a new Cypher studio. We have a new studio down in Espoo City now, which is a super dope venue. It's a beautiful spot that we build up. It's right next doors to TFW, Training for Warriors, Espoo City as well. So basically in the same complex, you have Hat Solo's gym, you have Cypher studio for the B-boys and B-girls, anybody who wants to train any street style dances. And I just heard news that they're going to open another thing behind the next wall, which is the gymnasts of Espoo City. So within a small time in this small warehouse project, everything just moved into a nice complex of motivational and inspiring people. So in case you get a chance to come to Helsinki or Espoo City, visit Finland one day, you need to come and check out both of our studios. Cypher in Helsinki City and also the one in Espoo now. Get Hat Solo to train you with the weights, work on your stamina and strength. And we're gonna session at the dance studio behind the wall. All right. Dojo is open for new members during this week, and we have a new country. Shout out to Bigger Fair who won the giveaway competition for 2018. Woo. Tehran City in the house. Good to have you with us. Also, very glad to have people in Iran representing with the dojo as well. Hope you get a lot out of the instructional material that we have. Any questions you have, just hit us up. And also anybody else, if you have friends who want to join, now is the time, because we are open until next Sunday. All right, cool. Like I said, a lot of good events coming up this spring. I think for B-boys and B-girls, spring and autumn are the season. Also summer, of course, late summer, July, August. They're pretty much the times when there's the most dope things happening, right? But springtime has a lot of good things as well. Not only the late August, September, October, when most of the big events happen. You got Battle of the Year, you get champs, freestyle session in November, and all of this. But a lot of those things happening in the springtime too. So it's up to you to pick the cherries from the cake, get to the best ones that the B-boy and B-girl scene has to offer. As far as our schedule in the spring, we have jams like we just decided to go to Radical Force. We're booking out tickets this week. So Radical Force, we're gonna see you in Singapore in March. We're gonna battle with 18 dope event Circle Industry in Austria. That's gonna be also in March, right before Radical Force. It's a 2-on-2 battle, not too many 2-on-2 battles anymore. So it's dope to represent. I think out of all of the different competition categories, 2-on-2 has the best vibe. So in case you're around, come to one of these events and rock a cypher with us. Other dope events that we have coming up: Style Home in Sweden, dope event that's going down in Stockholm every spring. Now for the second time, and we're going there as well for sure. Absolutely, pretty much half of the Finnish b-boy scene goes out there as well. So it's half Finnish jam, almost even more Finnish b-boys than b-boys and b-girls from Stockholm or Sweden in general. So if in case you heard about this or you might be around, Styleholm is one of the events that you shouldn't miss during the spring, right? Floor Voice is going down. AT is going to judge that one in Denmark. And another interesting project that we're working on with the Cornell University down in Ithaca, New York. Everybody probably saw our video diary from our last visit when we went there to rock some battles and spent a little time at the largest hip hop collection on the planet, right? They have a crazy archive that is full of hundreds of thousands of articles related to the origin and the early days of hip hop, right? So they hit us up back the guys from Cornell a couple of months ago. They said, all right, guys, we want to start a new project, which is like kind of like an artist residency in a way, but done at the hip hop collection. So as far as a regular artist residency, right, you get an artist to a new place to create or explore the place and the atmosphere of the place, and come up with something during that time frame that he or she spends in the new place, right? So as far as Cornell hip hop collection, they want me and AT to get over there, do a digging in the vaults, and go through the library or the collection as deep as possible, and come up with the research question, but also come up with the results during this time that we're going to spend there. So next month, we're going to spend 2 weeks down in Ithaca, New York, going through the vaults, the collection, hip hop collection, the largest hip hop collection in the planet. And we're going to go deep in research when it comes to the early days of hip hop. So basically, hopefully our teaching is going to be even deeper after this travel. And we're going to learn new things about the origins of hip hop culture, different aspects of it, different people who were influential in the early days as well, and hopefully from the later years too. I'm super excited about that one. I'm hyped. Fingers are itching to get down to the collections and start digging, go deeper in the research. And that's about it. One more event that's maybe possibly happening. Kenya is trying to get me out there down south to the Central Africa as well. So like I said, interesting spring ahead. Whenever, if we're going to meet up with anybody from the dojo as well, come and holla. Let us know who you are so we can meet up in person as well. Hopefully rock a cipher as well. And that's about it. So the Q&A, we've got a bunch of questions going down at the members forum. Actually, a lot of people tried to join the Facebook group as well outside of the dojo members. A lot of people been sending requests. So here's just a reminder: the Facebook group for B-Boy and B-Girl dojo members is a Facebook group for B-Boy and B-Girl dojo members only, right? So in case you try to get in and you never had anything to do with the B-Boy and B-Girl dojo before, if you don't have a membership, then you're probably in the wrong place. All right, so remember this, it's only for the members, and it's just an extension of the website, and it's supposed to be private for you guys. So that's about it. We're gonna hit straight to the questions. If there's any new people who just signed up to the dojo, let me know. Welcome to the first Q&A. Everybody who's been, the old timers who's been here for a while already, I'm glad to have you with us. And we're gonna hit the questions right away. Andrew from Ithaca, let's go. How do you feel about entry fees to jams for competitors? Especially jams that charge more to compete than to spectate. Should the money go into the prize pool? Sometimes the barrier to entry turns away dancers, or just isn't worth the quality of the event. Starting off with a great question over here. First of all, I can tell you about my personal preference for our events. When we make events, there's most of the times there is an entry fee because the organizers have to pay their bills in order to make the event happen, right? But at the same time, we always kept how would you say? We always kept the people who only come to rock ciphers, people who only come to watch the battles, and the people who come to enter the battles. Everybody was always equal, right? We never made a difference between the entrance fee between different peoples, right? If you want to come and rock a cipher in the Flomo anniversary, for example, it's the same fee for everybody who comes to rock the jam, right? Whether you're gonna battle, whether you're gonna rock ciphers or sit down on your butt and watch the battles, it's up to you. It's your choice. But we treat people the same, whatever your motives are in order to come to the events. Sometimes the fees for people who want to compete is higher than the people who just want to come and chill, which to me actually doesn't really make no sense. As far as events perspective, the people who battle, the people who attend, really they make the event. They make the show that the other people are gonna come and watch and enjoy. So why would you charge your performers a little bit more than anybody else who just coming down to chill? I understand that people, if there's prize money and stuff like this, then you got to get the prize money from somewhere. If you don't have no sponsors, it's not an easy thing to do. But at the same time, you shouldn't get it from the people who make the show, who make the whole night possible in a way as well. So at the same time, I love it when people sometimes let the competitors in for free. But if you charge them more than the people who just gonna come and chill, that's kind of crazy. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. In case you made an event like that, I'm sorry, but that doesn't make any sense to me at all. So don't charge people who make your night, who make your event, don't charge them more than the people who just come and sit in the corner and don't do nothing, right? Treat people equally if that's possible. I like the idea of the money going to the prize pool, though. That's a dope idea as well. In case you want to do it like that, so that actually the prize pool get bigger during the more people come and join the event. It's up to you, however you want it. But at the same time, keep it equal for everybody if that's possible. So that's the best thing as far as myself. Alejandro, what up? What up? Vinylo, what's the process behind making a solo DVD like the Flomo DVDs, for instance, or Rome One's B-Boy Aesthetics? Although the medium is almost dead nowadays, I would like to make one in the future and drop it on some local stores and libraries. What do you think about Cypher Killers movement? Okay, that's next. But DVDs first. The dope thing about DVDs, the dope thing about a physical copy in something, is that remains in you could say it remains in history as well. If you make a physical copy of something, that most likely if your hard drive crashes or explodes, then the physical copy is something that's going to remain. The DVD is very old technology. At the same time, the quality sucks, even though it's DVD quality. Even the DVD quality sucks. And who wants more stuff in their corners? People usually have small apartments, so you wouldn't want too much extra material in your flats. But at the same time, physical copies is something that remain. It's something that you can touch, and it's something that remains present even though our laptops come and go. All right. So in that way, I like DVDs. I like VHS more, but I like DVDs as well. That is something that you can touch and hold and feel and look and smell if you want. So in that way, I support DVDs to the fullest. So if you want to make a DVD, that's a dope idea, man. I was supposed to make a VHS cassette 2 years ago, but something got lost in the process, and that one never came out. That was pretty close the history VHS cassette was almost done. But something happened on the way, and it got left in the vaults. So maybe one day it's going to be out. Who knows? Who knows? As far as the process, what is the process of making a DVD like? There's different motivations for making a DVD. For example, for our past, I made the workshop DVD. Before the dojo, we made the instructional DVD in the UK. We made 2 Flomo DVDs, The Lifetime of Soul and Arctic Flowers, and Rome One's DVD, of course. And they were all approached in a different way. We can start from Rome One's DVD, right? Rome One decided that he's going to shoot the whole thing. He's going to have a director for the movie. He's going to have a concept, a script, and he's going to search for dope locations and pretty much make everything like you would make a real movie in a way as well. He wanted to bring, like the name itself, B-boy aesthetics. He wanted to bring out the aesthetics, the beautiful things of breaking, b-boying and b-girling into the DVD, have the philosophy and the thoughts behind it, and make everything from scratch in that way. Whereas if you look at the Flomo DVDs, it's more battle footage. It's more raw and it's more based on battles, jams, and ciphers, right? So already the process is very, very different, very, very different. As far as Flomo DVDs, it was more about getting the concept together and getting all the material for it, searching for the material from your personal archives and everybody from the crew. Putting it together it was more about the thought process and making the concept, but also the edit was one of the most time-consuming thing in order to make the final product, right? Process and the product. As far as Rome's DVD was more about making the script, making the shootings happen, having a director over there, working with cameras and stuff like this, which is a more, how would you say, more time-consuming project in general, right? But not to take everything away from the Flomo DVDs. I love the raw battle footage filled DVDs and VHSs as well. It's something that's in the essence of our b-boy and b-girl culture as well. So it's just different motives for making a DVD, different mind in order to make it happen. And even though the final product for both cases is a DVD play, right? Cool. So the process is a little bit different. And also I would say that the workshop DVD that we shot in the UK was a little bit more close to what the project was like for the process for like Rome One's DVD. We had a location, we had a cameraman, we had a director, and we had plenty of time in order to make it happen. All I had to do was write the script and shoot as much as possible. So they would handle the edit and I wouldn't have to touch that one at all. So there's another aspect. We have professionals working on it, even though I did my thing, they kept on and went on from there. As soon as my teaching was done, I was done, and they kept going with the process after that. All right. So cool. As far as soon as you get your motives for the process right, if you get the concept right, that's the first thing. You need to get the concept right. Just putting footage together it was dope back in the days, but not 2018. Doesn't really make no sense no more. I think concept for everything is super important, right? If you do a mixtape, if you do a DVD, VHS, whatever, get the philosophy behind and the reasons behind the projects first, and after this, everything is going to come natural, right? So get the concept first. If you want to make a DVD, think about your approach. Is it just putting footage together, or do you have something like a red thread, something that keeps everything together, a concept behind it? And that way it's going to be more personal and more enjoyable for the person as well who's going to watch the DVD eventually when he buys it from your local store in the Tenerife. All right. After making the concept, get the footage whatever the way. Get too much footage rather too much footage than too little. All right, every time that people start to make a movie, there's tons of footage and only a tiny piece ends up in the final piece. Footage so you won't run out when you're trying to edit. You want to edit yourself or you want to have somebody to edit for you? That's the phase number 3, the edit, right? So making the actual product look like your vision looks. If you can handle Final Cut or Premiere or whatever iMovie you want to use, I think it's dope that the artist himself or herself can actually affect the outcome a little bit more. If you can handle an edit, you should edit it yourself. You got time and skills for it. If you don't, get somebody to edit with you. But at the same time, remember that if you get somebody else, you want to make it look like yourself too. So be present in the process so that the eventual outcome is going to look the way that you want it, not the way that the person who's going to edit is going to want it to look, right? So you want to have your DVDs, your baby in a way as well. So you want to look exactly the way your vision is clear, right? And in that way, I see us as b-boys and b-girls. I really see us as artists more than sportsmen in that way as well. We do have things that we do have outcomes for our art. We do have outcomes for our work as an artist, right? Whether it's your solos or whether sometimes it's your footage can be a result of your artistic work, right? So as far as that's something I've been thinking a lot when making all these clips lately. First of all, I do produce my own beats for the clips. I do my own edits for the clips. I also think about the concepts for my clips as well. So if you saw our last form studies clips, or if you saw the clips from our trips from LA or China or Amsterdam, everything is homemade in that sense. And in a way, it's a good challenge for me as well. I love going deeper in things. So if I'm going deeper in edit, it's gonna teach me about that. But at the same time, it boosts me to make some beats, and it boosts me to rock hard for the footage in order to get a dope result of your artistic work, right? So in that way, I see us as artists, like as far as a musician would drop a song, we can drop something else. It can be a solo in a circuit, it can be your battle. It's your songs in that way when you get to the rock, the ciphers or floor. But at the same time, it can be something like this. It can be more artistic at the same time. It can be something when it comes to video projects or whatever. Another thing that inspires me a lot is snowboarders. In snowboarding, you have pretty much, you got different schools. You got the people who do the competitions, but at the same time, you have the people who do the videos and be more artistic about it too. So that also inspired a lot me personally in order to make more footage in the future as well. All right, so I'll be dropping some more clips in the future as well, not only the form studies and the trip trailers that we've been doing, but a lot of other stuff. Hopefully this year I'm going to get more time to boost some video production as well. All right, so hopefully I answered the question. We had 3 phases, and of course, once your edit is done, getting the final process, final product manufactured as well. You need to have a good factory that's going to make your DVDs. If you burn them yourself, you're going to burn yourself out as well. So get somebody to manufacture them for you. And after this, something that people don't realize is that you need to, once you have the final product, you need to be able to distribute it as well, right? You might end up in a situation where in your bedroom you have 500 copies of your DVD and nobody's seen it yet. So that's something you need to think about as well. How's your distribution going to work? And do you make the right amount of copies in order to make it to the stores as well, right? That's a risk worth taking. If you make too many of them, then at the same time you might have too many copies laying on the corners back at your crib. So that's not something that you want to do. You'd rather sell out before you get tons of boxes of DVDs, right? So think about your distribution as well. Those are the 5 phases of making a B-Boy or B-Girl DVD, right? Cool. Good luck for the process. I hope you can make it happen. I want to see your DVD as well, so make it out. Howie McBowie, what up? What up? Next one. I remember a while ago I saw your call-out battle with B-Boy Born on YouTube. However, it seemed like only a snippet of what happened. Was there more to the story? Was there a winner? Would we ever get to see a rematch? All right. I battled a bunch of times in circles and in competitions as well. 2 times we rocked the Cypher battle in Korea. Both of the trips were in Korea, so we met up in the Cyphers in Seoul, right? I'm gonna tell you the stories behind both of them. First one, 2006, I think was the year. Monster Battle was the name of the event. First time I get to rock Korea. Did the battles and did the one-on-one battles and lost to an unknown young b-boy called something like Wing before he became famous, right? So that was the first time a lot of people saw him rock the battles, and he was doing strong. And Bon was also coming up during those years. I had seen a lot of footage of him, and I have to say, around that time, his style reminded a lot about some of the things that I felt that I had brought into the scene. Right? Everybody was influenced by a lot of people, but at the same time, I felt he did something that was very similar to some of the stuff that I've been doing. Right? So I felt like we're gonna handle it the b-boy and b-girl way. I'm gonna rock a cycle. I'm gonna call him out and see who comes out stronger, right? And that was after the battles. I saw him in the circle outside, so I was like, damn, let's go, man, let's do this. B-boy business. And I called him out. We went for rounds. I can't remember how many. I would say maybe 7 rounds, something like this. It was a dope battle. He rocked it hard. I saw he was in fire that day. If I look back, I didn't do as good as I could have. I would say personally, I would say I lost that battle in when it comes to our first call out battle, right? Even though I did the call out myself, I felt I could have done better. I could say I lost that battle. It was in good shape, and I had the solo battles behind it. I had the time difference and everything. I was tired, but it was something that had to be done, and I'm proud that I did it back in the days. All right. A couple years later, I think maybe 2008 or 2009. We were rocking there for the first R16 ever. First R16 we entered with the Flomo, made it all the way to the final, right? But the day before, we were outside once again on concrete, rocking ciphers like we always do. If you see Flomo in the event, if you see the whole crew out there, you most likely look for the circles, and that's where you're gonna find us, right? So the day before, we're rocking circles hard, and we're getting ready for the battles that's coming up. I think that day was only the showcase, and even though it was 16 invited crews, everybody made it to the battles the next day. But they like you know how they do. They rate the showcases, and after that, they made the bracket in a way that the best crew is not going to battle the best crew in the first rounds. So that was our schedule of the day. We had to do the showcase, and that was it. So you would see us rocking ciphers outside on concrete, and suddenly Rivers Crew shows up in the cipher. So of course it's on again, right? We start going rounds with Born first, and we go for a couple of rounds. And this time I was like, this match I'm not gonna get burned this time, right? So I go hard on Born on this time. And once we're done with the rounds, I'm like, all right, guys, I got all of my guys in the back. Let's do this. So Hat Solo jumps in, Antopio jumps in, Round 1 jumps in, and it evolves into a Flomo versus Rivers battle, one by one, and we keep going and going and going and going, right? And what happened is that after some time, the battle seems that it's been going for a while already. So Rivers is like, all right, we're done, we're out, boom, 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 boom. So they start walking out. They go a little bit further. They leave the circle, and we're like, we're not going out like this. We're not done yet. So we walk behind them. We follow them, and we start another cipher. And we keep going for another half of the battle, and it went on for a long time. All right. There's footage to prove. I'm not just talking shit over here. There's footage. Part of my words. But if you see for the first Flomo DVD, you go for the extras, you can catch the first half of the battle. All right. Somebody sent us the clip. I think it was Jurski from the Netherlands who filmed the battle and sent us the first half of the battle. He didn't catch us running after the crew and continuing to another battle out there. But at the same time, at least the first half is there. That's what I'm saying about the DVDs. There's something permanent that remains and doesn't get lost whenever times move on, right? And that was about it. That was our second time we battled Rivers in the ciphers, and I went some rounds with Bond, right? But I got mad love for the homie. I think he's one of the illest cats when it comes to this breaking game. One of the illest and the funkiest brothers out there at the moment. So I'm glad we exchanged some rounds, but at the same time, whenever I see him nowadays, just give him a handshake and we go for a couple of rounds. Who knows? As far as competition battles, we met them in the next day at the R16. As also we met them in Hip Hop Session 2011 or 12 or something like this, right? So we battled a bunch of times. That day in R16 we didn't take it. They won the battle, but at the Hip Hop Session a couple of years later we won again. So I think, well, odds are even. We need to face these guys one more time to determine who's the winner, right? Cool. So the answer for the would we ever get to see a rematch? We need to battle a couple more times. That's for sure. We're not done. Cool, man. Ninjong, Joseph Lu. Would like to know how to do the call out when it comes to the ciphers. More so in the way where you are calling out to test your own skills, right? How to do a call out. Actually, a call out doesn't have to be nothing too much. Many times, only an eye contact is enough. As long, the only requirement for a call out is that the person that's on the other side of the circle is something that he knows that it's a battle that's going to start right now. As so long as he knows that it's a call out, that the battle is about to go down, that is enough. So it doesn't have to be anything that we used to in the b-boy game, right? It can be just as simple as going there and looking into the eye, right? You're right. It's time. It's going down, right? But of course, you can do something else as well. Sometimes you just point and show that, all right, it's time for the battle. Let's do this. You can approach it with respect. You go like, I respect you, man, but let's do this. It's time to go some rounds. Cool. So it can be a small gesture as well, but it doesn't have to be. It can be something as small as an eye contact. Sometimes that is enough to let the person on the other side of the circle and everybody else in the circle know as well that, all right, it's going down, right? Cool. So give it a try, man. Let's go for whenever you go to the next jam, give it a shot and think about the way you're going to call somebody out too. It doesn't have to be spontaneous. You can think about it even before you go to the jam, right? Some people have a hit list. If you read Pepito's latest article, the interview from the Cypher Killers, he says that he has a hit list of people that he wants to battle, and whenever they show up to the event, he knows that it's on already. And most likely he already thought about how he's going to call them out too. If it's somebody that he respects, he might show it before the battle. He would go like, all right, I respect you, but it's time to go some rounds. but it can be something else as well. So it's up to you, but think about your motives and the way you're going to call people out. But give it a try next jam and do it, man. All right. Oh, Vinulo, what do I think about the Cypher Killers movement? I gotta say, I love the Cypher Killers movement, man. During this age, there's so little different entities that pay respect for the people who rock ciphers and make their way the traditional, make their rep the traditional way. Rocking ciphers and calling people out, two different things. You can rock ciphers, but you can battle people in the ciphers. All right, if you do both, that's proper. So I gotta say, personally, I love the Cypher Killers movement. Definitely, I think what Wiggles and Pepito are doing right now is super dope for the b-boy and b-girl scene, and the other people involved as well. Whoever is participating in the Cypher Killers Facebook pages and the concept, I gotta give respect to it. Thank you for mentioning my names a couple of times as well. You see the latest articles. Pepito mentions me and Hat Solo. Rocking ciphers taught him a lot, which I'm humbled based on the work that he's been doing lately. I love the clips that they put together. There is a risk, and I'm sure they know it too, and they don't want it to end up in a situation where people go to the ciphers holding their video cameras like this just to get fame and just to get on the list of Cypher Killers, right? But at the same time, there is a small risk for that as well. So don't get it twisted. I think ciphers and cipher battles, rocking ciphers, is the best when it's organic and natural, right? When it's not forced and not done for a purpose of getting footage, right? You don't want to end up in a situation where your cipher feels like in a studio full of cameras and iPhones and whatever. Hopefully that's not going to happen, and I'm sure it's not. But at the same time, sometimes you go to a cipher and it's 10 cameras, you're like, behind these people over here, right? That's not what ciphering is about. All right, cool. But I got mad respect for the people behind the Cypher Killers movement. I think it's done for the right reasons, to give shine for the people who are paying dues in the traditional way. There's not too many who's still doing it, and even less people who are giving credit, and there's no media coverage for people who are doing it down and dirty the traditional way. So I gotta give respect to the Cypher Killers movement for doing their thing. If you're not familiar with it, search for Cypher Killers Facebook group and look for the videos. They put together, Rob Nasty and Mr. Wiggles put together a list of people who've been holding it down in ciphers during the last couple of years, and posted clips about them, made a small trailer about people who represent hard in the ciphers, just to pay tribute and pay respect. And I got respect for that as well. You got to give respect to get respect, and they're giving props and respect for the people who paving their waves. Respect to Cypher Killers, right? Next up, Vinulo, how do you go about making go down variations? Sometimes I feel stuck in the same mechanics, angles, and directions. All right. Go downs are interesting in a way that any way that you're gonna touch the floor, it can be a go down as well. All right. The gravity is gonna take care of your dancing in to get down on the floor. But at the same time, if your form is good, if your style is good, and your foundation is right, it's going to look stylish as well. So to be honest, I'm trying to pay as little attention in making go downs and patterns at the moment as possible. But at the same time, I come up and create every single training session. I come up with a lot of stuff, right? That is because I'm present in the moment with the music, and that's about it. That already is enough in order to give me more variations when it comes to my go downs, right? Anything can be a go down. You touch the floor, in a new way, that can be a go down, right? Is I play with balance a lot nowadays, right? I'm trying to search for perfect balance, but at the same time, I'm gonna search for being out of balance as well, right? They use it in different dance styles and different, I would say in contemporary dance, I've heard they use the off balance concept a little bit, right? But nobody ever really broke it down when it comes to breaking. I've only heard them use the name, and I kind of got intrigued by the idea of being off balance when it comes to my dance as well. So I'm searching for both. I'm searching for a perfect balance when anything that you do, you are perfectly aware and in control of your own dance, right? But at the same time, often in training, almost every training session, I'm also searching for an off balance, and there's millions of different ways for this, right? So think about your basic balance, have it a little bit off, and you're already going to come up with something new. To a traditional go down, for example, like a spin down corkscrew, right? But if you do it off balance, whew, that's already going to come out way doper than the basic version or the basic way of doing it. Hip hop is always leaning in some direction, right? So very rare if you see anybody who's dope that's going to be perfectly straight like this, right? So I think the concept of being off and out of balance has opened a lot of doors for me personally. Give it a try in your own practice. Think about whatever you normally do, and if you could do the same thing with a little bit weird and an off balance twist, leaning a little bit on your side, and if you're almost about to fall, how's that going to affect your basic go downs, right? Whether it's a sweep or corkscrew or a spin down or whatever, a back sweep, how's that going to be different? How's that going to be how's that going to bring variety into your basic versions of doing your basic go downs, right? So think about it. Have off balance in your next practice session. That's going to open up a lot of doors for your practice, hopefully, right? So sometimes you feel stuck in the same mechanics, angles, and directions, right? So think about if you go for your basic practice and think about where you're stuck. What is the stucking point of your dance, right? There's always a moment when you feel like, I've been here before too many times. So try to have a whole session or half a session without getting there, right? Whatever is your safety move, whatever is the comfortable way of hitting down to the floor for you personally, erase that from your arsenal for a session, right? Have nothing to do, nothing that is similar or even close to your basic safety moves. Then what's going to come out from your practice? All right. So that's going to open a lot of doors, hopefully, as well. So think about these two: erase your safety moves and have something in your off balance when it comes to your next practice session. All right. Do it and let me know how it felt here in the Facebook group below as well. And Reisund Repale, any plans for new dojo challenges? Yes, we do have some plans for the new dojo challenges coming up. Since we updated the website and we started the Facebook group, I think now is the time that we start posting some of the challenges, some new challenges over here in the Facebook group. And our mission is to make them a little bit more light for the people who want to join and challenge themselves in these challenges, right? Such as before, we're asking for highly edited YouTube trailers from your own practice session that was posted to the forums of the previous website. Now with the technology, it's more simple. We have a Facebook group. You can upload them there straight. Maybe even from your practice, during a session, you can answer the challenges on the Facebook group. So the answer is yes. A lot of plans for the future dojo challenges, a lot of plans for the dojo in general, but a lot of plans for the coming up upcoming dojo challenges over here too. So stay tuned to the Facebook group. If you're watching this from the website and you haven't joined the Facebook group, go ahead and do it right now. I want everybody who's involved with the dojo to get into the members group as well. And if I don't accept you, because a lot of people trying to accept or join the group who have nothing to do with the dojo, hit me up with a private message and we'll work it out. All right. And that's about it. Cool. Pretty nice talk with everybody. Let me see if there's any more comments anywhere. Reloading. Not yet. All right. I think that's all for now. Thank you for the nice talk. A lot of good questions. I appreciate your time and your input and effort into making the Q&A session once again. Remember, anything that you want in your dancing is going to take time and effort, right? Your skills are not going to come, nothing good in life is going to come easy. So whether it comes to your training, you got to work hard for your skills. You got to work hard for your concepts, and your personal expression is not going to be easy as well. So appreciate the time in the lab. Take time in the lab and appreciate it, and give it value, and give it effort. Work for your skills, and the outcome is going to be great. All right, let's do this, guys. 2018 is on. January is soon almost done. We got 11 months to go. So let's work hard for our skills this year, and hopefully we're gonna make it into battles. Make it further in the battles during this year, right? Cool. Signing out. BBoyDojo.com Q&A session part 1, the first one of the year, and there's gonna be more in the future as well. So get your friends involved, and we're gonna have an amazing year at BBoyDojo.com, y'all. Stay in touch. Peace.